Hey everybody, this is Lee Gerstmann, and with me is Charles Traynor. Hi Charles, how's it going?
I'm doing great, Lee. Thanks for having me.
Right on. We're going to be doing, I'll just say this, it's a group called Frenecy, and if people don't know how to look them up, well, don't worry about Wikipedia. Look up on YouTube on my station, because it's one of my bands that I did with Suno. And for some people who think that Suno might be a very prolific Japanese composer who I've been working with, I'm tempted to let them think that, but it's a website, and they've some of the stuff that I've done, I've incorporated some of my own music into it, so it's a collaboration music-wise. This is not one of those. This is, I directed kind of the way I wanted the songs to sound, but I let Suno go full force on it. But I wrote all the words. And I wrote the words back around, it was from a poetry book that I did, from approximately maybe around like 99, from around 1999, 98 period. So it's kind of old, but yeah. Anyway.
Well, I'm always down to do some Lee albums. So
Yeah, thank you. And so, this is stuff that I want to promote, and hopefully people will be okay with listening to what they think of as fake music, which that makes me want to drink. So while you're commenting on stuff, I can take sips. Anyway, hey, do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay. The first song on the album is called Brat. What do you think of that?
Very hair metal sounding. And hey, I don't dislike all hair metal, so it doesn't bother me a bit. Lyrically, it can be tightened up a bit, but the singer sounds okay for sure. It does have an interesting pre-chorus, good shift from that hair metal sound to something a tad more serious there. Could have used a guitar solo. You did get a bit of a one on the outro, but not a bad effort on the first track here.
Right on. This is a cool AOR rocker. Sort of like Trevor Rabin's solo work when he did some good songs, which he sometimes, but not always did. The guitar solo is cool, and it's heavy enough to be cool, but not too heavy to not appeal to the yacht crowd. I give it my approval. All right. Now the next song is Old Men's Attitudes. Okay. This sounds like Foreigner's Cold as Ice in some ways, but with a singer that sounds like the guy from Saga. And it works, but it's not what I've usually come across. This is a good deep track, a good second song. It's interesting, and the solo is good too. What do you think?
Got a bit of a shuffle type feel. Nice tight riffage here on this one. Lyrically, a lot better. I'm going to hazard a guess that it's actually about what the title is, about maintaining a young attitude. Age ain't nothing but a number type of song. Second verse repeats. I guess we're old Noel rubbed off a bit, but you said you made this or wrote this a while ago, so I guess not. Some cool guitar sounds here. Big 80s triumphant chorus, so it's a bit tighter of an effort here from Brat. This one is good to go for me.
Right on. What do you think of Sparkly Pink Jacket?
This one has a bit of a schizophrenic sound going on. Perhaps that was the intent. Seems a bit disjointed in parts, a bit busy here. This one could be a bit too clever for its own good, unfortunately. I'd probably skip the cup of tea with her. And the spoken word part is a tad creepy due to the AI spoken vocals. Not if it was done by a proper singer, it'd probably be okay. I I would probably pass though on the girl in the sparkly pink jacket.
Okay, I put this one is a little bit more like filler, except the last part where they jam for about 20 seconds is quite good. Not a bad song by any means, but so far, the one I like the least of these first three. Okay, now for Duh. Okay, one of the better songs on the album, and I could see this as a hit back in the 80s, making autographs turn up the radio, never a thing that happened. And I unfortunately found out it came out on my birthday, lucky me. But anyway, this has power and punch and also melodic. It's got something for everyone, really good song. What do you think?
Well, this dude wants to do some pre-screaming, and that's definitely good. And no issue for me on that at all. Music gets a bit light, though, for that type of vocals, but just in parts, not the whole song. This reminds me of like Motley Crue mixed with a splash of Night Ranger. And even though I think Night Ranger is the kings of dork rock, ironically, it works pretty good here. Not a bad one at all here, fairly jamming. Just go a bit more Crue than the Ranger. Maybe make it
Okay.
60-40.
Okay, thank you. All right, what do you think of Ergot?
Now this one has a more of a Deep Purple type feel to it in my ears. So good variance going on this record thus far. A bit too busy lyrically. It's like an English professor showing off, but some great drumming on it. Lots of guitar wailing and keyboards are integrated nicely. Gets a bit fancy towards the end, and then we get a little chill out section too. So this is yet another cool one for me. I think Purple fans would like it.
Right on, thank you. Okay, I thought one of the better songs on the album. It sounds quite a bit like Saga, and I would be interested if they ever did a cover version of it. It's an intricate rocker, much better than anything Queen did. I give it 2 thumbs up. Okay, now for Some of Us. Okay, this is a good deep track that's short, but I dig it, and I enjoy the lead vocalist's dramatic flair. He's better than Liam Gallagher. The guitar solo is great, and this is a cool track. What do you think?
This has some bitchin' ass guitar work on it. Pretty good complete song here, but way too short. Good message to it, but curious of why it was so short. You could add another verse, and you may have the best song in the album.
Okay. And with these songs, yes, if I want to, lengthen them, I can. Anyway.
I would on Some of Us.
Okay. What do you think of Layer After Layer?
Underwear reference, check. The guitar work is pretty intricate here and interesting, which is always a good thing. Really good solo, too. It's kind of an extreme type feel, like the band.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, yeah,
okay.
But if they could actually write a good song, they should listen to this and get back to Lee so they would stop putting out rubbish. Cool swinging song here, man.
Thank you. I put one of my favorite songs on the album. It's got a good hand clapping type of everybody sing along at the bar vibe to it. That's way better than Huey Lewis. Even though I met I met his mom, and she's really cool. Anyway, I could imagine the Jay Giles band putting this on their Centerfold album. A cool riff and beat and a fun tune, quite cool. Now for Decorations. Okay, this sounds like something that would have been on Led Zeppelin's first album if Ronnie James Dio had been the lead vocalist. It's quite well done and interesting, but seems sometimes to get overlooked by the other songs because it's a bit short and maybe not as immediate as the other songs, but this is one of the better songs. I like it. What do you think?
We're on Decorations, right?
Yeah.
You know what I got out of it? A
What?
little bit of a Bad Company feel,
Huh. Okay, I can see it.
but perhaps it's the vocal style, or well,
All
or
right.
maybe Paul Rogers. Maybe not Bad Company. I don't know, but definitely Paul Rogers.
Oh, okay.
But or back. I'm kind of like undecided on that portion, but
No problem.
the words for me is I'm a fan of Paul Rogers and Bad Company, so mission accomplished. Not that other Bad Company though. I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of that. I like him with Rogers, but so if that's what you were going for, I don't know, mission accomplished. It has a bit more of a 70s rock feel here, and that definitely works for me. The English professor lyrics are back a bit though, but it rocks pretty hard, so it's not distracting. But I mean, with lyrics, with existential, I mean, someone knows how to play Scrabble. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
Good song here.
Yeah. Some of these songs, especially the ones where you mentioned that stuff, I was kind of writing them to impress certain women I knew. But anyway,
Okay.
and in the case of one, I think I kind of impressed. The other one, I didn't have anyone to impress. So whatever. But anyway, now for what do you think of Watching the Multitudes?
Try as I might, this one just has a type of sound I just can't get with. And to be honest, sadly, I can't put a finger on it. I just think it wanders a bit too aimlessly, and the guitar work sounds like someone is trying to show off like the lyricist. This would be a B-side if it was up to me. But that's me. I can see, though, how some others would like it very much, though. So it's maybe, for other folks, I think they might like it. It's just, that's a bit too of the 80s sound that I don't care for. For me, just me personally.
No
But maybe others would like it.
Okay, well, I put another of my favorite songs on the album. This sort of makes me think of The Who, but more like one of John Entwistle's songs. Good melody and riff and catchy and bouncy, right on. But don't worry, there's some stuff that I'm not totally completely nothing but positive on everything but anyway, in fact, I'll be interested in your opinion on one of them. Anyway, the next song is Just 1 Ounce. This could be done by Journey, I imagine. It's better than most of Journey's catalog from the last 10 years. It's a cool tune. I could imagine it being a hit in the Midwest. It has that cool rocking Midwest sound. I like it. What do you think?
Well, I mean, being I'm from the Midwest originally, I guess it works because it sounds like Watching the Multitude's little brother, the cooler brother.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere in the same vein, but reined in a bit more. Some pretty tight drum fills and some great little bass work on this. Maybe he needed that 1 ounce and found that groove again because we're back on track here. Let's go.
Right on.
It makes sense. You hit my Midwestern sensibilities.
Okay. What do you think of...
I don't hate Michael Stanley Band the way you do.
I don't actually hate them either.
Oh, I know, shit, the Bon Jovi moment. Okay, wait.
No, much better than that.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
But I'm drunk when I'm saying this. Anyway, now for... What do you think of Waiting in Line?
Well, the singer has a Dio-esque feeling to him, singing about what to eat for breakfast. That's the singer. Musically, maybe it's, I don't know, it does sound a little Dio-ish all the way around to me. It's good rock feel here, but hearing someone wondering what to have for breakfast is an interesting topic, especially if they sound like Dio. Shit, dude, just get the Egg McMuffin. It isn't that serious, but it's cool. It's pretty cool.
All right. That's the one I wanted your opinion on. I said, this sounds like a song from the unreleased album by Meatloaf called Sadness at the Fast Food Counter, which came before the album Indecision at the Nail Parlor, Wow, talk about a dramatic freakout trying to order food. It's humorous. Does it work? In its own weird way, yes. Maybe the song I like the least on here? But I do like it, but it is a bit over the top and a bit silly. Okay, now for the last song. Fascinated girl becomes too enthusiastic. This sounds like an outtake from that Meatloaf album about the fast food counter. The words are really funny and cool, and I do like the music. It's definitely a deep track. Not too bad. What do you think?
Well, we go out with a bang. Great guitar. Uh, this song is fast, hot, and heavy. I guess it's the group's mantra, and that's what we get here. Just wish she would let him drink his milkshake, though. It's another good effort overall from the House of Gerstmann here on this album.
All right, well, thank you.
Even if you dug on Liam Gallagher for some reason, you know, that's what this.
Yeah, I know. That was my drinking side putting that in. But anyway, thank you for doing this album with me.
Well, thanks for having me. And you know what? And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And you know, to anybody out there on whatever we do review, and if I say, you know, I'm going to be honest about Lee's stuff. That's what he wants. But I mean, in general, you know, to any artist that maybe I skewer, well, you're doing more than I'm doing. So if nothing else,
yeah,
that's what matters. And don't take it personally. That's what we hear in these ears. But again, I liked about all but 2 songs. So that's pretty dang good, Lee.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't on complain. So.
Right on. And then the whole time after this was the one when we did Alonzo Corey. This is the one I had wanted us to do first, but
I do have
Alonzo
one
Corey,
question.
I picked that first because I was able to put that up faster. But then after I picked this, I thought, oh, well, there's actually about 3 or 4 more that I would want to change up with. But I thought, no, because I have a tendency to keep doing that, and I'm trying to rear that in. Anyway, what's your question?
Have you, by anybody in your circle at all, has anybody given you grief about doing AI music?
They're not giving me grief. They're more like not necessarily giving any response, except for maybe no. There's some people who are giving me responses and are cool people. They're not necessarily posting stuff in the Facebook comments, but privately. But during the Facebook stuff, most of the time I post something and no, actually there's like a couple of people who have posted good comments and they're cool people. But for the most part, they tend to kind of just, if they even notice the post at all, they're like, almost, you know? So I don't know what they think. But some people, there's like someone or a couple of people who are just in general, they just say, I don't like AI. They don't necessarily think that it's, well, one guy has like this sassy kind of sarcastic way about him, which almost makes me want to delete him, but he never goes that far, and he has enough of a sense of humor and can take when I bitch at him back where he's still okay. But another guy just kind of dismisses AI in general, not necessarily me, but just AI. But he's also okay as a guy, as a person. So, but I mean, personally, there's some people I know who I've given some of my music to who have given me good and positive critiques. And regardless of what they might think of AI in general, they're still willing to listen to the music as music because that it is. And um, even though I haven't promoted as much, I've done folk, and there's even a classical thing I did with that. And
Well, I mean,
the classical thing is going to be very interesting for me to hear back too. But anyway, what were you going to say?
well, no, I mean, as always, I say, if you enjoy doing it, do what you do. And I've enjoyed the grand majority of stuff I listen to. So that's what makes your world go around. Do your thing, man.
Right on. And in fact, if we do another one later, I can maybe give you one where a very, very good amount of it is my music added with the AI, and it's a different genre. It's kind of like, in a way, kind of like Portishead. Have you ever heard them?
Yeah, I've heard a thing or two.
Okay, kind of like a combination of Portishead and Lady Gaga singing in that Joker kind of thing. So it's yeah. And then there's another one that I did where I actually asked, well, I had a picture and I wanted the AI's opinion on the picture for the particular, like what would be a good name for this character. And then they told me, and then they asked questions, and sometimes I might just stop there, but I thought, okay, I'll answer the questions, which is like, what vibe are you going for? What are you doing? And I went, okay, well, I did words. And then, okay. And then so I gave them the words, and then they gave me back like refined, edited versions of the words and other ideas for stuff. And so I used all of that. And also there's suggestions for the style of stuff. And I came up with another AI folk album, which incorporates my music into it. And it's quite interesting. And in fact, I gave you a song from it. And anyway.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
dug it too.
Yeah.
So, folks, check out Lee's stuff, man.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay. And thank you again, Charles, for being on my show.
Thanks for having me again.
Okay. Take care, everyone. Okay. Bye-bye.